let me tell you how I will do chemistry, okay? The main part where you have to learn, you have to go through, you have to keep the information with you. One chapter we will be doing 4 times. 4 times we will do one chapter. How? First, I will be dictating you the notes. While writing the notes, please try to understand what you are writing. So, the sentence must be making some meaning. The first learning will take place there. Second time, I will be explaining to you the notes. Entire notes, whatever you have written, I will be explaining to you. And when I will be explaining, so that time I will give many examples, many new things I will give, many new information I will provide. Now you have to check whether those things you know or you do not know. If you do not know, you will be writing down yourself as a footnote. Okay. When I will explain, while I will be explaining, so you will be writing down yourself. Third time, the second time learning will take place. Third time learning will take place after finishing a particular chapter. At the end, you have 10 years ICC question. I will be asking you the questions and you are supposed to answer me back. By chance you do not answer, then I will supply you an answer and I will tell you this thing I have taught and it is there in that line or over there you can see. That is third time learning will take place. And when I will be explaining, discussing the question answers, that time I will ask you not to write the answers. The same answer you will be doing it at night. I mean, after the class, you will be trying those answers to write there in your book. One word answer you will be writing with the pencil or with the pen there in your book. By chance you forget any answers and all, or you have not understood, then you can ask me the next day that answer. Or maybe on WhatsApp you can ask me the answer and I will tell you the answer. That means one chapter you will be learning 4 times. How 4 times? Tell me. First, I will be dictating you the notes. Second, I will be explaining. Third, I will be solving the questions at the back. And the fourth, you have to write down the answer of those questions which we have discussed. Or maybe some extra questions also you can go through because I will be discussing 10 years question, last 10 years. Then remaining years question also you will be doing yourself. And there are additional questions that also you will be trying yourself. And on your part, how to study chemistry, how to revise the entire chapter. Every day you have to start your day with chemistry. Give half an hour time to chemistry. First day you will be starting the point number 1 till where you have written. There you have to capture. First to the last point of that particular day. Next day, new things will come, but your revision will start from the point number 1 till that one, till the second lessons, the last point. Third day, again the third lesson you will get, but your revision work will begin again from point number 1 to the last point. The chapter is HCl, okay. Here you have to learn equations, here you have to learn the reactions, observations, everything you have to learn over here. There are 2 parts in it. One is HCl gas and another one is HCl acid. First part will be discussing the HCl gas. When it is HCl gas, we call it hydrogen chloride gas. Gas might be called hydrogen chloride. But acid time, we call it hydrochloric acid. We don't say hydrogen chloride acid. And the gas time, we cannot say that hydrochloric gas. So you have to be very much clear with the naming, nomenclature. Right? Point number 1. Point number 1 is right. The commercial name of hydrochloric acid, that is HCl acid. We can write in short now HCl acid, but exactly you have to write hydrochloric acid. The commercial name of HCl acid is muriatic acid, muriatic, muriatic acid. and you will underline the word muriatic acid. Muriatic acid. This is point number 1. Point number 2. First point you have to write. The commercial name of HCl acid is muriatic acid. Muriatic acid, you underline the word muriatic acid. That is point number 1. Now the second point number 2. HCl gas, please write point number 2. HCl gas generally, HCl gas generally is prepared by just write on the reaction below. Just write on the reaction that H2 plus Cl2 gives 2HCl, and here is this arrow in the upward direction. Arrow in the upward direction tells you that gas is liberated. Gas is liberating. Here you will be writing dry. Here you will be writing moist. Here you will be writing dry, and on top of the arrow you write diffused sunlight. Okay. This is the equation for point number 2. Now put below this an asterisk. That is, put an asterisk below. That is, this one is the important point about this reaction. This is the important point, important aspect of this reaction. Please write. Here moisture under bracket water, close bracket, acts as a catalyst. CATALYST, catalyst. Okay, now another asterisk below. Another important point about this. Write down. This reaction is explosive. This reaction is explosive in direct sunlight. And negligible in dark. Full stop. Hence, diffused sunlight is used for this reaction. Hence diffused, DIFFUSED, diffused sunlight is used for this reaction. The 2 asterisks about this equation. Okay, now point number 3. I think you all must be writing, I suppose, along with me when I am dictating. And later on you can counter check with the video. If you miss out any point, you can counter check with the video. Now point number 3, write down. In laboratory, HCl gas is prepared by heating a metallic chloride with concentrated H2SO4. Concentrated, you can write in short CONC dot, CONC dot, concentrated acid. Concentrated H2SO4. Sulfuric acid. H2SO4 means sulfuric acid. Write on the reaction below this statement. Write metal chloride plus concentrated H2SO4 on heating. This is the sign of heat. Triangle is the sign of heat. This means gives on heating. It gives salt plus HCl gas. HCl gas. This method we use in the laboratory. Now write below this for example. For example, NaCl plus H2SO4. This is concentrated. Temperature is less than 200 degrees Celsius and you are heating it. The reaction takes place and the product will be NaHSO4 plus HCl. This is called sodium hydrogen sulfate, or we call it sodium bisulfate. Okay, this is the reaction you have to write. And now put an asterisk below. This is the asterisk related to this reaction. Put an asterisk below and write down the important point about this reaction. Important points you must go through every day. That's why I am doing chemistry in a stretch. Entire chemistry I will finish, then only I will start physics. Physics you don't have to, go through every day. Once you understand, you will keep in mind. Now, first asterisk is write down NaCl. This one, NaCl is crystalline white solid. Is crystalline white solid which is preferred to other metal chlorides since it is cheap and easily available. That is the first asterisk point. Cheap and easily available. Point number second asterisk. In this reaction, please write down, in this reaction, comma, concentrated H2SO4 acts as a non-volatile acid, non-volatile, VOLATILE, non-volatile acid. Okay, in the same line you write don't write dilute, write nitric acid cannot be used. HNO3, nitric acid means HNO3. HNO3 means nitric acid. HNO3 cannot be used for this reaction. HNO3 cannot be used for this reaction since it is volatile. Okay. Put another asterisk and write. These are all about this reaction, lab preparations. Right? The temperature of the reaction is less and around 200 degrees Celsius. Less and around 200 degrees Celsius. Less and around 200 degrees Celsius. Because at a temperature above 200 degrees Celsius, at a temperature above 200 degrees Celsius, comma, a hard, sticky, S-T-I-C-K-Y, sticky crust, a hard sticky crust of of Na2SO4. 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 We are writing this Na2SO4. Na2SO4 is formed. Sticky crust, CRUST, crust of sodium sulfate, Na2SO4. Na2SO4 is formed, FORMAD, formed, which tends to crack the flask, and which is difficult to be removed from the flask, and which is difficult to be removed from the flask. Okay. Now another asterisk. All asterisk points were given. All asterisks. Now write down. HCl gas, that is hydrogen chloride. HCl gas is dried. DRIED. Dried by. HCl gas is dried by concentrated H2SO4. Dried by the same thing, concentrated H2SO4. Full stop. Right. Other drying agents such as calcium oxide, CaO, under bracket you write quicklime, like this, quicklime, comma, P2O5, comma, CaCl2, etc. cannot be used as drying agents. Cannot be used. Just like cannot be used since HCl gas reacts with them. Okay, put another asterisk and write. Write down. HCl gas is denser than air. HCl gas is denser than air. So it is collected by upward displacement of air. Upward displacement of air. Full stop. In the same line you write. It cannot be collected over water. That is HCl gas, about HCl. It cannot be collected over water since it is highly soluble in water. Okay. So the preparation is over. Now give the heading properties of HCl gas. This is the heading. Now write point number 1 under this heading. Point number 1. I will not give the entire writing part today, so little bit you write, then I have to explain the same thing. Now write number 1, first point. It is colorless, odorless, ODOUR, odorless, LESS, odorless comma, acidic gas, acidic gas, which fumes, FUMES, which fumes in moist air, right, fumes in moist air, which fumes in moist air due to its high solubility in moisture. Fumes in moist air due to its high solubility in moisture. Property number 1 you have written. Now property number 2. Write down. The high solubility of HCl gas, the high solubility of HCl gas is the high solubility of HCl gas in water can be demonstrated by Fontaine experiment. Fontaine, F-O-U-N-T-A-I, Fontaine experiment. Right under bracket red. Fontaine experiment, and under bracket you have red. There is property number 2. Now property number 3. With ammonia gas, ammonia, ammonia, under bracket NH3 gas, HCl gas with ammonia gas, HCl gas gives dense white fumes, dense white fumes consisting of solid particles of NH4Cl. Write on the reaction below. Write on NH3 plus HCl gives NH4Cl. Right below this white solid NH4Cl, and put one asterisk below and write NH3 plus HCl gives NH4Cl. Now an asterisk below and write down. This reaction is an example where two colorless gases are reacting together to form a solid. Okay. Now, for the time being, you are writing this much only. So this is all about HCl gas. We finished about the gas. Now, whatever you have written, so now I will be explaining to you the same. But now when I am explaining, I will give you many examples, many cases and all I will give. And please, you need to write down yourself as footnotes whatever things you do not know. If you know it's well and good, you may not write. But whatever things you do not know, you will be writing down yourself. There I don't need to dictate. Okay, now I'll explain to you the points one by one what you have written and whatever questions may come on that. So I'll be expecting some questions on that. So I'll tell you whatever questions may come on that. Okay, first point you have written, the commercial name of HCl acid is muriatic acid, muriatic. Do you know Harpic, Lysol, this kind of cleaning agent we use for cleaning floor, for cleaning toilets, washrooms, commode, they all contain muriatic acid. Sometimes we purchase bottles of acid, the colorless one. That is nothing but muriatic acid. So your question may come, give the commercial name of muriatic acid. Give the commercial name of hydrochloric acid. The answer is muriatic acid. Or question may come the other way like this. What is the chemical name of muriatic acid? What is the chemical name? We say hydrochloric acid. Or question may come, write down the formula of muriatic acid. Write down the formula. Then formula is HCl. You will be writing the answer HCl. That's it. I think you understood the point number one. This way the question may come. Second point is an equation of this. I will just tell you H2 plus Cl2 gives 2HCl. Normally, you have already written, so you don't have to write. Now only understand what I have given. I am explaining to you that only, so you may not write. You have already written. Don't write. Just understand the type of question and the important thing about this reaction. Whenever we make two things, whenever we make or prepare a particular thing, maybe a particular gas and all, there will be two methods. One will be general method and one will be laboratory method. So this is the general method of preparation of HCl gas. That is hydrogen chloride gas. H2 plus, the reaction is very simple and it gives 2HCl. And the important condition is diffuse sunlight is the must condition. Diffuse sunlight, I think you have written already. What is the meaning of diffuse sunlight? Diffuse sunlight is indirect sunlight, not the direct sunlight. Daytime we receive sunlight inside our home, inside the house, inside the room we receive sunlight. They are diffuse sunlight, they are indirect sunlight. By the method of irregular reflection or diffuse reflection that light is reaching. So then this reaction's condition is this one, diffuse sunlight, only the reaction takes place. And here moist hydrogen we use, moist hydrogen and dry chlorine we use. Moist is with the moisture. What is the role of moisture here in this reaction? Question may come, what is the role of moisture in this reaction? We say it acts as a catalyst. Now, what is a catalyst? We see a catalyst is a substance which changes the speed of reaction, or the rate of reaction without taking part in the chemical reaction, without reacting with it, without taking part in the chemical reaction. Its role is only to change the speed of reaction. It can either increase or it can either decrease. One of the role it will play at a time. The substance which increases the speed of reaction is called positive catalyst, and the one which decreases the speed of reaction, that is called negative catalyst. Here moisture is the positive catalyst, that means it will increase the speed of reaction. Your question may come like this. Write down a reaction in which water acts as a catalyst. Water means moisture. So you have to write this reaction. There is no other reaction in chemistry where water is a catalyst. Your question comes, write down a reaction in which water is a catalyst. You will be writing this reaction only. You will not write any other reaction. Now, can we have this reaction taking place in the direct sunlight? The answer is no, because in the direct sunlight, the reaction is explosive. And in the darkness, the reaction is negligible. Very slow reaction takes place. Almost HCl is negligibly formed. No HCl is formed. Very less amount of HCl. So this reaction must take place in the presence of diffuse sunlight. Diffused sunlight is an important condition. Sometimes in ICC paper they will give in the following statement some conditions are missing. They will say like that. In the following statement some conditions are missing. rewrite the statement and give the necessary condition. They will say like that. So that time question will come like this. Yes. Okay, fine. So anyway, you will see the video, but I'll tell you. Sometimes in ICC, they will give statements. Maybe 4 or 5 statements are given, and they will say, in the following statement, some conditions are missing. Rewrite the statement, giving the necessary conditions. You have to write the conditions. Some conditions are missing out in the statement. You have to write the reaction and give the necessary condition. For example, a question comes like this. Hydrogen and chlorine combines together to form hydrogen chloride gas. Just identify what is the thing missing over here in this statement. One of you can respond. Question says hydrogen and chlorine combines together to give or to form hydrogen chloride gas. This is the statement. Can you identify what is the thing missing here in this statement? Yeah, diffuse sunlight is missing. That is very, very important. So, moist thing if you don't mention also is okay. If you mention well and good. Dry chlorine if you mention well and good. If you have forgotten to mention, it is okay, it is acceptable. But diffuse sunlight without this will not be acceptable. Remember it. Hope you understood this, the significance of this reaction. Condition is important, diffuse sunlight. Why not direct sunlight? As I told you, it is explosive. Why not darkness? Because the reaction is negligible. The speed is very slow. Third point. How do we prepare HCl gas in the laboratory? How do we make? So to make HCl gas, the general idea says you have to heat a metal chloride, any kind of metal chloride. It can be sodium chloride, it can be potassium chloride, it can be magnesium chloride, it can be zinc chloride, it can be iron chloride, it can be aluminum chloride, it can be lead chloride, any kind of chloride, but has to be metal chloride. We have to heat with concentrated H2SO4, sulfuric acid, we have to heat. One general idea, whenever we use concentrated acid, we have to heat. Without that, reaction will not take place. And when we are using dilute acid, that time we never heat. No heating is done. Whenever we use dilute acid, no heating done. And whenever we use concentrated acid, heating is done. Without that, reaction will not take place. Then this one says that metal chloride plus concentrated H2SO4, you have to heat, it gives salt plus HCl gas. You have already written, so you may not write, just try to understand what I am saying, what I am explaining. Metal chloride, example I have given, this is very famous example and it is the standard example of the book. NaCl plus H2SO4, you have written already there. It gives, on heating it will give NaHSO4 plus HCl. And here the temperature condition is less than 200, less than around 200 degrees Celsius. The acid is concentrated, that's why we are heating. Concentrated time we have to heat. Okay, now you have written asterisk point. Try to understand that, okay? Try to understand. We could use any chloride, we could use even KCl, we could use MgCl2, we could use PbCl2, lead chloride, we could use iron chloride, FeCl2, any kind of metal chloride we could have used, and the answer would be HCl gas. That is fine. But our preference of taking the chloride is NaCl. NaCl is called sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is the table salt or the eating salt which we are consuming every day at home. Namak, khane namak. That is NaCl. What is the color of this? You all know. It's crystalline white solid. It is crystal white crystal solid. That is NaCl. Why we prefer this? Because it is cheap and easily available. This NaCl you can find anywhere in any grocery store near the salt, and it's quite cheap. 10 rupees 1 kg you get. But think about the other chloride like magnesium chloride, calcium chloride, iron chloride, this kind of chloride. you have to buy it from chemist, and chemist will charge quite high amount. So our preference of taking the chloride is NaCl. Remember it. Why we choose NaCl? Because it is cheap and easily available. Now another point, important point which you have already written. This why do we use concentrated sulfuric acid? Why not nitric acid, and why not any other acid? Why concentrated sulfuric acid only here for this reaction? The reason is concentrated sulfuric acid. I'll tell you about this one, concentrated sulfuric acid. In the chapter again I will give, but I am just telling you now. Again I will tell quite many times so that you will be remembering it. Okay, your knowledge will be refreshing every day. Sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid is known as king of chemicals. King, K-I-N-G, king, Raja, king of chemicals. Why? Because it is the only chemical which plays various roles in reactions. Various roles. Sometimes it plays the role of non-volatile acid. Sometimes it plays the role of drying agent. Sometimes it plays the role of oxidizing agent. Sometimes it plays the role of hygroscopic agent. Sometimes it plays the role of desiccating agent. About all these details I will give later. In the chapter sulfuric acid I will give the details. But you have to know it not only the various roles it plays in various reactions. Then you have to know what particular role it plays in this reaction. What is its role in this reaction? We say its role in this reaction is non-volatile acid. What is the meaning of volatile? The thing which changes easily into vapor is called volatile. The thing which does not change into vapor is called non-volatile or less volatile. Which will have less tendency to change into vapor. Tendency to change into vapor is called volatile. So this is non-volatile. One example, just have a look at it. Suppose I will take NaCl, I will take it preference, and instead of this one I will take HNO3 and I will be heating it. Then answer will come as Na will combine with this, will get NaNO3. And this H will combine with Cl, will get HCl. Answer is fine, we get HCl gas. But this reaction is not possible. Why? Because this one is volatile. That means this will, when you heat, this will change into vapor. That means we will have vapor of nitric acid coming out along with the gas HCl gas. That is, two things are coming out together. They will get mixed up with one another and we cannot separate. So nitric acid cannot be used for the preparation of HCl gas because it is volatile. So which acid should be used? We should use concentrated sulfuric acid here. Hope you understood this. Now another thing. What is the temperature of this reaction? That is also quite important. The temperature of this reaction is kept less and around 200 degrees Celsius. Less than 200 degrees Celsius doesn't mean that it can be 0, because 0 is also less than 200, 4 is also less than 200, but we maintain temperature somewhere close to 200, somewhere like 195, 192, 193, this kind of temperature we maintain here for this reaction. Why? There is a reason behind why we use this kind of temperature. Because at a temperature more than 200 degrees Celsius, instead of NaHSO4, Na2SO4 is formed, sodium sulfate is formed. That compound causes problem. What problem? Because the compound is sticky in the form of crust, hard crust, which is sticky in nature. The hardness will tend to crack the flask, and due to its sticky nature, it will be difficult to remove Na2SO4 from the flask. Your flask will become dirty, very difficult to clean the flask. Your flask will spoil. Once you do the preparation of this, then your flask will be of no use. You have to throw it. So it will be extra expenditure. I will show you the reactions. The reaction is like this: NaCl plus H2SO4 concentrated. Here we will be writing above 200 degrees Celsius. There answer will come Na2SO4 plus HCl. You have to balance it. 2 is there, so you have to put 2. And you have to put 2 here, the thing is balanced, the equation is balanced. This reaction will be like when temperature is above greater than 200 degrees Celsius. And the problem is this compound is chelating problem. Less than 200 degrees Celsius, we have NaHSO4, which is not a hard sticky crust. It doesn't form any crust, so reaction properly takes place smoothly, no difficulty. But here the difficulty is Na2SO4. Now, questions based on this. They will ask the simple direct question. What is the temperature of this reaction? You say less and around 200 degrees Celsius. Less and approximately 200 degrees, below 200 degrees Celsius. Why not a temperature mentioned by, why not a temperature is kept more than the temperature mentioned by you? Because this is the difficulty. Hard sticky compound, flask is cracking, there is a chance of cracking and very difficult to clean the flask. Now other type of question may come like this. Write down a reaction in which NaCl is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid at a temperature above 200 degrees Celsius, above 200. They are asking to write down the reaction. You write down the reaction directly. And now they will ask a question. Why this reaction is not used in the laboratory? Question will come like this. Then what answer would you give? I am sure you will say that this reaction will be forming sodium sulfate instead of sodium bisulfate. NaHSO4 is called sodium bisulfate or sodium hydrogen sulfate. Sodium sulfate is formed, which is hard, sticky crust, and which tends to crack the flask and which is difficult to be removed from the flask. So that is the difficulty. I hope you understood this point. Now, another point which you have written already there, so I will just tell you, this HCl gas, whatever we are making, whenever we make any gas, we need to use drying agent to dry it up, to keep it pure, to keep it free from the moisture, to keep it free from any other gases. For that purpose, we have to use drying agent. So what is the drying agent for HCl gas? The answer is concentrated H2SO4. There the concentrated H2SO4 again is playing a role of drying agent. That means concentrated sulfuric acid is playing two roles. One non-volatile acid, and for drying purpose it is drying agent. The two roles are seen over there in this reaction. Okay, why not any other drying agents? I have written the example of another drying agent like calcium oxide, P2O5, CaCl2. They are the other common drying agents. They also have the ability of drying the gas. But why don't we use them in this case? Because HCl will be reacting with them. HCl gas is acidic in nature and they all are basic. So reaction will take place. That's why we cannot use. One thing to keep in mind, in your syllabus we will be using only two types of drying agent. Only two types of drying agent will be used. In all the cases we will be using concentrated sulfuric acid only in the case of ammonia. Though I will give the chapter ammonia. For ammonia the drying agent is calcium oxide, is quicklime. Name the drying agent for ammonia, we say quicklime, and the formula is CaO, calcium oxide. Why? Because ammonia gas is basic in nature, basic or alkaline, whereas calcium oxide is also basic. So base and base no reaction takes place. There we cannot use sulfuric acid because ammonia is base and this is acid. The reaction will take place and they will form salt and water. But here this is acidic, this is also acid. So acid and acid no reaction takes place. So reaction, drying agent will be concentrated sulfuric acid. You can apply this work. If I say name the drying agent for sulfur dioxide, the answer will be this only. Name the drying agent for chlorine, this only. Name the drying agent for nitrogen dioxide, NO2 gas, this only you say. In every case you will say concentrated sulfuric acid. Only in the case of ammonia you will say quicklime. So remember it now, because in the next chapter I will be dictating you this point, but just to be aware, just to know about this fact, now only. Because same thing I will be repeating many times, so that at the end you will be able to know that. Hope you understood it. Now the next point which you have written, whenever we make a gas, this gas we collect in a jar, that is called gas jar. How do we collect? Sometimes we collect it over water and sometimes we don't use anything, that is air. This HCl gas is collected by the upward displacement of air because this gas is denser than air. The dense gas will be going down and the air will be moving upward. You have to take it from the point of view of the motion of the air. Air is moving in the upward direction, that's why we say upward displacement of air. In your syllabus, whatever gases we have, they all are denser than air. Remember, they all are denser than air except ammonia. Ammonia is lighter than air. So all the gases will be collecting by this method only, upward displacement of air, all the gases. You can apply this verb also. How is the gas sulfur dioxide collected? You say upward displacement of air. How is the gas chlorine collected? Upward displacement of air. How is the gas nitrogen dioxide collected? Upward displacement of the air. How is the gas ammonia collected? There we say downward displacement of the air because ammonia is lighter, so ammonia will climb up and the air will be going down, moving down. Because that time air is denser, air is heavier, air will go down. Now the question on this will come like this. What does the method of collection of the gas tells us about the nature of this gas? Tells us about its nature. Or which nature of or which property of the gas is demonstrated by its method of collection. You say it tells us that the gas is HCl gas is denser than air. Now the next question, can we collect it over water? Can we collect it over water? The answer is no, because HCl gas is highly soluble in water. There are three gases which are highly soluble in water, three of them. You can write down the information also. There are three gases which are highly soluble in water. One is HCl, just now I mentioned. Other one is ammonia. Ammonia is also highly soluble. And the next one is sulfur dioxide. These three gases are highly soluble in water. But the most highly soluble is ammonia. And then comes HCl and then comes sulfur dioxide. I give one value, one reference. 1 liter of water can dissolve 702 liters of ammonia in it. 702. Roughly you can take 700 liters of ammonia will be dissolved in 1 liter of water. Same way, 1 liter of water can dissolve 452 liters of HCl gas in it. That is 1 liter, 452 liters of HCl will dissolve. And in case of sulfur dioxide, 1 liter of water will dissolve 80 liters of sulfur dioxide. So just imagine out of these three values, which one you think is the most highly soluble? The answer is ammonia. Because ammonia 1 liter, 702 liters of ammonia goes and gets dissolved in it. That is, ammonia is most highly soluble. Then comes HCl and then comes sulfur dioxide. So HCl gas is highly soluble in water. That's why we cannot collect it over water. And for two gases, in your syllabus there are Fontaine experiment. Fontaine means that fovara, like this. The water fontaine will be coming out. I mean, you must have seen in garden, in park and all, fontaines. For two gases there are Fontaine experiment. One is for HCl gas and one is for ammonia gas. Why Fontaine experiments are there? Because these two gases are highly soluble in water. Due to high solubility, there are fontaine formation takes place. Fontaines are formed, but the color of the fontaine in two cases will be different. In case of HCl, the color of the fontaine will be red, and in case of ammonia, it will be blue. The reason because HCl is acidic gas, it will turn the aqueous solution red, whereas ammonia is a basic gas or alkaline gas, it will turn the liquid solution blue. The color only will differ, but the fontaine will be formed in both the cases to show their high solubility in water. Hope you understood this point also. After that, you have written the properties of HCl. Point number 1, HCl gas is a colorless gas, odorless, no smell, no odor, and it is acidic in nature. And this gas fumes in moist air. Fumes which forms smokes in the moist air. Why? Because of its high solubility in water. It vigorously dissolves in water and forms fume over there. Two gases fuel in moisture, one is ammonia and one is HCl. So remember both of them, almost similar characteristics, because both of them are highly soluble. And their high solubility in water are demonstrated by Fontaine's effect, which I already mentioned. Okay, but before that I will tell you one more thing. Suppose we have NaCl here, I have written the reaction plus H2SO4, this is concentrated and the temperature is less than 200 degrees Celsius. This is NaHSO4 plus HCl we are having. I have written already the reaction. Tell me what is the role of sulfuric acid here in this reaction? What is the role? We said non-volatile acid, already mentioned, already taught. Okay, if you are having Cl, then H combines with Cl becomes HCl. Instead of Cl, if I write NaNO3, this is sodium nitrate. Can you guess what will happen? Answer will come, H will combine with NO3 and instead of HCl we will get HNO3. HNO3 is called nitric acid vapor. That means this reaction with Cl and with NaNO3 is similar. Only the last product will be different. In case of Cl, that means chloride ion will get HCl. With nitrate ion we will get HNO3, nitric acid. This reaction I will be teaching in the nitric acid. When I teach you nitric acid, it will come as a lab preparation over there. But you have known it just now only. You know it just now. That the two reactions will go similarly. In one case we use Cl, in another case we use NaNO3. So it becomes much easier then. Over there when I do it becomes only to write and then you know it already that this is the way. And there also the role of this will be non-volatile acid. Whenever we maintain the temperature less than 200 degrees Celsius, the role of this is non-volatile acid. Hope you understood this point.